Coming up, TIMA doctors in Singapore offer free dental services for those who have trouble leaving their homes. We joined the closing ceremony at the Tzu Global Entrepreneur Seminar held in Hualien, Taiwan. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Hualien. Thank you for joining us. Over the past 3 months, plum rains have brought Myanmar the worst flooding it has seen in 40 years. In response, Tzu has been on ground bringing food, aid, and most recently school supplies for children slated to go back to school this month.
As 400 students receive new textbooks and stationery, the school's principal looks on happily. Although school was delayed for a month due to the flooding and many children lost their textbooks to the damp conditions, students are finally ready to begin their studies anew.
The children can finally start school without worries. I wanted to help them, but as I could only help a few, I'm so happy that today the whole school gets new books and stationery.
Myanmar is currently recovering from the worst flooding in 40 years. For the past month and a half, homes, fields, and schools have been underwater. Tzu began by bringing hot food to those cut off by the flooding, and as the waters receded, held cash for work cleanups and handed out foodstuffs to hungry villagers.
Last night I couldn't sleep. I wanted to see everybody. I came here early this morning.
We are all one family.
The constant rain has made it difficult for farmers to return to their fields and children to return to school. Although many villagers have been left without water or electricity, they have not given up hope.
We are so happy to see you all. Other organizations were not as friendly. They brought aid and then left. But you volunteers have become like family.
With love comes trust and then hope, upon which to build better days.
In Singapore, TIMA doctors make house calls on behalf of patients who have trouble leaving their homes. These medical professionals also make sure family members know how to properly care for their disabled loved ones. A mosquito net helps shield Ms. Ji's face from the flies. The cerebral palsy patient suffers from a mouthful of cavities and blood oozes from her gaping mouth. Today, the visiting Tzu volunteers have brought along someone special. TIMA dentists are here to help Ms. Ji after they learned that she has trouble going to hospitals and has never seen a dentist.
Because she's lying down, we are afraid debris will choke her. This is a bit challenging, so to be safe, 2 of us have come.
It took 5 people to help give Ms. Ji the treatment she needed. Despite the challenges, the doctors were happy to relieve Ms. Ji of her toothache and will return to complete all the treatment she needs.
We will come again. We will break down the procedure into several treatments. We will do whatever we can to help. No need to thank us. This is nothing, really.
For patients who have trouble leaving their home, TIMA members in Singapore will continue to make house calls to alleviate their suffering.
If you have any questions, you can call her or me, and we can arrange something.
Last May, Naresuan University in Thailand signed an MOU with Tzu University in Taiwan to further strengthen collaboration between the 2 schools. Soon after, students of Naresuan University launched a volunteer group to serve patients at the Naresuan University Hospital. Next, we visit the hospital to see how the medical students' dedication has improved the quality of medical service there. Early in the morning, the Naresuan University Hospital in Pitsanulok is already packed with patients. Accompanying the patients is a group of students who are seizing the chance to serve others before the start of their school day.
Many patients had to get up early in the morning to travel all the way here to see a doctor. These patients reminded me to be on time and to have more sympathy towards my patients in the future.
After signing an MOU with the Tzu University in Taiwan last May, medical students from Naresuan University decided to launch a volunteer group to serve those seeking treatment at Naresuan University Hospital.
Many local charity organizations contacted us after learning that our students are volunteering at this hospital. Many told us that they want to join our ranks to serve others.
Touched by the students' dedication, many hospital staff decided to come to work earlier.
We always have many hungry patients waiting for their turn to take a blood test at the lab in the morning. I don't want them to be hungry for too long, so I decided to come help out.
We are so happy that these students are here to help us. Every patient is like a bodhisattva because they give us the chance to serve them. The more I serve, the happier I get.
Despite having to get up early in the morning to see patients, everyone is still all smiles because they have experienced the joy of giving. We now take you to Malaysia to see how Tzu volunteers in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur have reached out to two Hindu families in need of assistance. The family in Kuala Lumpur has been under Tzu's wing since 2012, and one of the 4 children recently got accepted by the renowned National University of Malaysia. But first, we head to Selangor to meet a young couple who has fallen on hard times.
When Henry woke up one day, he suddenly had no strength on the left side of his body. For the past 3 months, he has been unable to work due to the mild stroke he suffered. His wife has lupus but still cares for their 3 children. The couple needs to take more than a dozen pills a day. This family in Selangor, Malaysia has fallen on hard times.
This family has 3 children. The oldest one is only a first grader, while the youngest is only 1.5 years old. To buy infant formula, they had to borrow money from their friends.
Sleeping soundly, the couple's children are not aware of their parents' worries.
Few people were willing to help us before, so things were more difficult. I really didn't know who to turn to. I was always worried about putting food on the table. My children once had no food to eat for a whole day.
Tzu volunteers arrive with daily necessities for the family of 5, so they have food to eat, as well as subsidies for the family's living expenses and the children's tuition.
Thank you, Tzu. Thank you very much. I'm very happy. I never thought you would come help us. I hope I can recover quickly so that I may start working again.
Henry is undergoing physical rehabilitation at home and hopes to soon provide for his family once more. In another Hindu family in neighboring Kuala Lumpur, songs about universal love are being sung. Here, Devi is raising her 4 children on her own and hopes they receive a good education. However, their hefty tuition has her overwhelmed.
Because I want to pay for my daughter food. So I have no money to pay.
The mother is devoted to Sai Baba. She prays sincerely for someone to help her. She never imagined that it would be the Buddhist Tzu Foundation that came to her aid.
Since 2012, Tzu has been subsidizing the children's transportation fees. Now that 18-year-old Ashi Wirnir-Wika has been accepted by the National University of Malaysia, it seems her mother's hard work has finally paid off.
I'm really very thankful to my mom. She has done a lot for me. Since my father left, she's the only one we have. Thank you very much, Mommy.
As the family's worries about paying for college tuition, Tzu volunteers have brought them $580 for tuition, as well as their love and encouragement.
After graduating, after I've settled down, I'm stable, I've decided to serve Tzu Chi. I want to join Tzu Chi and I will help the other poor families who are suffering like me.
Good education can help families like Devi's change their lives for the better, though none of this would have been possible without Ashi Wirnir-Wika's hard work and determination.
To give underprivileged students a chance to continue their education, the Tzu Hong Kong chapter established a scholarship program in 2009. Next, let's join the most recent scholarship award ceremony, where 396 students from 25 different schools received Tzu's assistance. While handing out the scholarship, Tzu Chi volunteers also offer some words of encouragement. Since 2009, the Tzu Chi Hong Kong chapter has been providing scholarships to underprivileged yet deserving students.
因为我下班时没办法动，然后就靠我上班时可以动的地方，然后做可以做的工作。
Tzu Chi volunteers put on a video clip to remind scholarship recipients to cherish their blessings and to never give up regardless of the obstacles they encounter. Today, a total of 350 students received scholarships from Tzu Chi. Many students already know how to spend their scholarships wisely.
I
will use some $194 I received from Tzu Chi to purchase extra study materials. My goal is to be a teacher. In order to become a teacher, I need to have a lot of knowledge. So I will use the $194 I received from Tzu Chi to purchase self-study materials.
By offering scholarships to these needy students, I hope they'll work harder in school and help those in greater need in the future.
Knowing that they can now continue their education free from worries, these students all promise to study even harder to repay Tzu Chi's kindness. In Zhuangwei Township of Yilan County lives Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Yo. Yo sought help from Tzu Chi to repair his leaking roof, but after several visits, Tzu Chi volunteers found Mr. Yo's house to be also cluttered and nearly unlivable. Going the extra mile to help Mr. Yo, the volunteers mobilized 20 volunteers to give his house a thorough cleaning. Let's take a look.
Miscellaneous items clutter this 33 square meter space, which looks like an abandoned warehouse, but it's in fact Mr. Yo's ancestral home. 68-year-old solitary senior Mr. Yo sought help from Tzu Chi to repair his leaking roof and broken door. However, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to do more.
We came several times and found out his cluttered house is nearly uninhabitable. So after much discussion, we mobilized some Tzu Chi brothers and sisters to help clean up his home.
Since the house is too small for the 20 volunteers, they formed a line to move out the items.
If I had to do this by myself, I'd never finish. I would not be able to do this without these brothers and sisters. I really appreciate their efforts. Thank you.
As the volunteers were sorting through the items, they came upon some unwelcome guests. Fortunately, the small snakes were not poisonous. After moving them to a safe area, the volunteers continued the cleanup effort and also encouraged Mr. Yo to quit drinking.
We encourage him to live a more regular life, which will be better for his health.
After 2 hours of cleaning, one can finally see the floor. Through their selfless efforts, the volunteers not only provided Mr. Yo with a much more comfortable living environment, but also a chance to start a life anew.
Recently, a Tzu Chi Global Entrepreneur Seminar was held in Hualien, Taiwan, where over 400 participants from 6 different countries gathered to learn how to incorporate Tzu Chi's ideals into their work back at home. At the conclusion of the event, 12 participants were invited to share what they learned during the camp.
Here at the conclusion of the Tzu Chi Global Entrepreneur Seminar in Hualien, Taiwan, participants share with one another what they have learned from the camp.
If you want happiness in life, you must be strict with oneself while holding a heart of gratitude towards others. You must work hard to accomplish tasks while holding to correct beliefs. Another must is to live in the moment. This is what Master Zeng Yan has taught me and what I will pass on to my students.
Hailing from Houston, Texas, this is James Burney's 3rd seminar. This time, he has brought his wife and some of its employees to participate.
We need to do the same kind of things, create the foundation, the principle, draw people into a good way of life and a good philosophy. Tzu Chi, of course, is a very good one that we're in favor of, but nonetheless it's the principle of accomplishing this and to spreading it, and then to bring the people so that they hold it to their hearts.
Master Zhen Yan also left the entrepreneurs with a few words at the end of the seminar.
希望人人都是观世音，人人呢都是以慈缘来看世间疾苦，希望人人呢都是观世音菩萨的双手，能去帮助人。这样的用心啊，慈善工作成立起来，很感恩啊。
As the Tzu Chi Global Entrepreneur Seminar comes to a successful conclusion, these entrepreneurs will continue to cultivate Tzu Chi's missions at home with all they have learned.
In Kaohsiung, Taiwan, a tea gathering for entrepreneurs was held as part of an early celebration of the upcoming Mid-Autumn Festival. Many of the participants were trainee volunteers working to receive their Tzu Chi certification. Let's see how some of them have changed for the better since getting to know Tzu Chi.
数一数没关系的哈，所以得爱吃素。第二个啥，省水省电哦。
Here in Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers dressed up as Jade Rabbit and Chang'e, mythical creatures related to the origins of the Mid-Autumn Festival, to lighten up the event's message. Tzu Chi volunteer trainees were also invited to share what they have learned since participating in Tzu Chi.
I have my daughter's companionship and encouragement. With her here, I have learned much from Tzu Chi.
Thanks to his daughter, Chen Mingdong renewed his interest in Tzu Chi. Another who has changed for the better is Ling Jun, who used to have a quick temper.
When I volunteered at the hospital, I saw how kind the other brother and sisters were towards the patients. I was very inspired at seeing their humbleness. It's something I still have to learn.
From the initial Jinsi camps to now training to be a volunteer, these entrepreneurs are on their way to getting their certification. So I thought I should be here to share in their joy at the tea gathering.
On their way of becoming certified Tzu Chi volunteers, these entrepreneurs are not only on the right track in life, but have each other for companionship while walking the Bodhisattva path.
In New Zealand, local Tzu Chi volunteers recently held a 7th lunar month blessing ceremony to educate the public on the correct ways to observe the month. Meanwhile, in Australia, Tzu Chings encouraged students at the University of Melbourne to go meatless for a week by providing vegetarian lunchboxes. For the 4th consecutive years, Tzu Chings in Australia are encouraging students at the University of Melbourne to go meatless for a week.
We don't have enough resources on the planet to produce more meat to feed everyone.
I am not very good at cooking, and I don't know how to cook vegetarian meals.
Every day, volunteers churned out delicious home-cooked vegetarian meals for 160 students.
Going vegetarian is good for our body and leaves us feeling light.
Now I know that there are many alternatives to meat. I feel as though a whole new world of food has opened up for me.
Nearly 1,000 meat-free lunchboxes were made over 5 days. Tzu Chings have once again completed the mission of promoting vegetarianism on campus. Inside the Tzu Chi New Zealand chapter, more than 200 people have gathered to attend the 7th lunar month blessing ceremony. Besides educating the public on ways to mark the occasion, everyone also prays for peace and harmony.
We need to transform our thoughts into action. I have learned the importance of safeguarding the planet and caring for those around us.
At the end of the event, Tzu Chi volunteers give each participant a bottle of eco-friendly enzymes to inspire them to protect the planet and to cherish resources. To celebrate the 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shanghai, China hosted a cooking class and invited members of the public to come learn how to make delicious vegetarian dishes in hopes of inspiring more people to jump at the vegetarian bandwagon.
In honor of the 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shanghai invited members of the public to a vegetarian cooking class at their liaison office.
Not only adopting a vegetarian diet ourselves, we should know how to make good vegetarian dishes to get those around us to also eat meatless dishes. This way, we let other people know that vegetarian dishes are delicious as well.
The instructor this time, Xu Yueyun, started out not knowing how to cook. However, 2 years on the kitchen volunteer team has greatly improved her cooking skills.
In Tzu Chi, one must establish good connections with everyone, and being a kitchen volunteer is a good way to do that, as everyone will get a taste of what you have cooked up.
The participants this time include not only housewives from the community, but restaurant owners as well.
All the dishes were very complex to make. If I am to open up another restaurant, I will put more effort into the vegetarian menu.
I want to share what I have learned in Tzu Chi with others around me. This way they can come to understand what it is that Tzu Chi does.
Through experiencing the benefits of vegetarianism and Tzu Chi's humanitarianism, participants have found a way to inner peace while enjoying their meals.
Does being handicapped prevent you from realizing your dream? 27-year-old Zhang Chenghao doesn't think so. Despite being born with scoliosis, which has robbed him of the use of his legs, Zhang hopes that his long hours of practice in ping pong will help him qualify for the next year's Paralympic Games.
Looking at the skill and power with which he hits the ball, it is hard to believe that Zhang Chenghao plays from a wheelchair.
For the short balls, I reach like this. For the long ones, I push back like this.
To get the movement down right despite the paralysis in his legs, Zhang has been practicing hard for over 2 years.
The ball moves fast and sometimes I have to move to reach it. I'm slower on my right side. I'm not aware of the muscles there and sometimes they react in the wrong way.
Born with scoliosis, Zhang has spent most of his time in a wheelchair. He can't move his legs and has no conscious control over the muscles in his waist. While practicing, often his body will just give out on him. However, he continues regardless.
My dream is to be a part of the Paralympics. This is one of the highest platforms an athlete can reach. I have seen those in worse shape or with less skill not give up in their practice, so neither should I. When he is playing, you see a really bright side of him, a side full of confidence.
Zhang encouraged others like him to remember that it is never too late to wholeheartedly pursue one's dreams, regardless of the obstacles you face.
After 4 years of anticipation, the Tzu Chi Xiaogang Liaison Office in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, finally opens its doors to the public. Tzu Chi volunteers hope the establishment of this cultivation ground can inspire even more to join their ranks. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.